Klay Thompson.
Chris Mullin.
Klay Thompson.
Chris Mullin.
Klay Thompson. Chris Mullin.
27 points for Sir Charles over his season last year. Oh, is Mullin unbelievable.
That's his 7th 3 of the game. That is the most threes made.
On this episode of NBA Now and Then, the greatest comparisons. We compare two of the most lethal shooters in NBA history.
When the original Dream Team needed a shooter to spread the floor for Magic and MJ, they called on this Hall of Fame forward.
From Washington State to the Bay, this Splash Brother will go down as one of the greatest shooters in NBA history.
These two NBA snipers left an unforgettable mark on the Golden State franchise that can never be erased.
We are thrilled to present to you Klay Thompson and Chris Mullin. I'm Uriah.
I'm Maurice.
I'm Lucas.
And I'm Ben.
And we're here to talk NBA
Now and Then.
Hey, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of NBA Now and Then, the greatest comparisons. Just want to make a humble request before we begin. If you are a lover of NBA hoops, please follow our show.
And if you love being a part of the NBA Hoops community, please share our show with your friends and family who enjoy NBA stars from today and yesterday.
Yeah, Lucas. They don't want to miss out on our free classic episodes, which include fire comparisons of Allen Iverson to James Harden, Dwayne Wade to Anthony Edwards, and Paolo Banchero to Blake Griffin, just to name a few.
And if you love players from back in the day, you can check out our Legends of the Game episodes, where we compare Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to Bill Russell, or even Magic Johnson to Oscar Robertson. You can check those out on Patreon or through our Apple Podcast subscription. Literally, just for a few bucks a month.
There you go, guys. If you like a hoops podcast with a bunch of NBA nerds giving more facts and fun memories than hot takes and biased opinions, give us a listen and a review. Trust us, we appreciate it more than you know. For more information, please check out www.nbanowandthen.com. The episode we're about to get into features two outstanding shooters. But let's get into it. Let's talk about why we are comparing Klay Thompson to Chris Mullin. Let's go to Ben first. Why are we comparing these players?
The shooting, the quick release, they kind of became just shooters on their team. Chris Mullin kind of developed his three-point shot, but the shot was always there.
Yeah, mechanics is definitely
6'7", 6'8", yeah.
Yeah, size, mechanics, very, very similar. What about you, Lucas?
I think of two guys that weren't like uber athletic, but still super skilled, especially with their shooting forms.
Yeah, neither guy was really jumping out the gym, but you get them an open shot, guaranteed they're going to knock it down. How about you, Maurice?
Both Golden State Warrior legends from different eras. Both good, prosperous eras for the franchise and their fans, too, as well.
Yeah, it seemed, Maurice, when both of these players got to Golden State, prior to them taking the court, the franchise was like maybe in a transition. They maybe were stumbling across some losing seasons, but no matter way you look at it, both of these players had a huge impact. That being said, let's go ahead and get started.
First quarter, background.
So the fundamental question that we are starting with today, we want to know which player of today plays most like Chris Mullin. So now it's time to talk about Big Smokey, a.k.a. Klay, a.k.a. Game 6 Klay, a.k.a. the electrician.
What?
A.k.a. the Sea Captain. All right. Thank you.
The Sea Captain. I've heard the Sea Captain before.
Yeah, when he's dancing on the boat doing Michael Jackson dances.
Him and his yacht are a big thing.
Yeah. But before he got those nicknames, he was born Klay Alexander Thompson on February 8th, 1990 in Los Angeles, California. His dad, Michael Thompson, famously played for the Lakers during the Showtime era. His mom, guys, was actually a collegiate volleyball player.
Okay, makes sense.
As far as he feels what attributes he got from his parents, Klay jokingly said in a 2011 interview quote, "Our dad used to just loaf around the court. We got our height thanks to him, but our athleticism comes from mom," unquote. As Klay grew up, Michael Thompson, who announces Lakers games, would bring Klay to the Staples Center. Can you guys guess which player do you think his dad would encourage Klay to talk to while he was working as an announcer?
Oh, are we talking like Lakers 90s?
Clay's about my age, so do the math on that.
Yeah, so we're talking like 90s Klay.
Maybe late 90s,
Early
late
2000s.
Derek Fisher?
Ben, what do you think?
Kobe Bryant.
And Lucas?
I mean, everybody's going to say Kobe Bryant. Let's say Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, you're right. It is Kobe Bryant.
Maurice already out to another slow start on this episode, guys. Theme of the season.
Lucas.
Yeah, man, when I edit these episodes, Maurice, man, you're taking a lot of L's, bro.
That's
a
the
lot of
beginning.
L's. It's all right. Just follow Ben.
Oh, wait. No.
It's a direct shot at you, Lucas.
Yeah, I noticed. Okay.
Anyway.
I'm a basketball nerd from like 2000 on, okay?
Okay.
So
well, Ben was watching hoops while you were like playing with Pokemon. So
okay, there's nothing wrong with playing with Pokemon, sir. I still have Pokemon Go on my phone.
You got Pokemon on your shirt. Look at that. I love that.
No, that's actually
Pokemon
just
shirt.
a video game.
Okay.
Just a video game controller. Nice try though. Nice try.
Yeah.
I don't have a Pokemon shirt right now. Maybe
Anyway, off of Pokemon and back to Klay. Klay Thompson played high school ball at Santa Margarita High. According to a Jackie McMullen ESPN piece, Klay was really disappointed for not making his JV team as a freshman. He also played football his initial years in high school, but he gave it up his junior year to focus on basketball. As a senior, he led his team to a D3 state championship title, first over-under of the day. How many points per game did Klay average his senior year? Over-under 19 points. Go to Maurice first.
I like how you go to me first.
You want to go last?
No. I'm ready for it. I'm going to say over.
And Ben?
I'm going to say under.
All right, Lucas?
I'm actually going to say under as well. I don't think he was a volume scorer at that point.
All right. Well, Maurice, that was for you, buddy. Yeah.
There you go.
We had to let him get one, right?
Over. Let him get one. I
first.
gave the number 19. So his senior year, Klay Thompson averaged 21 points per game. In that championship game, Klay knocked down a record 7 3-pointers, scoring 37 points in total, and was the player of the year. About his potential to play in the NBA, Klay was quoted in a New York Times article, quote, "He's always told me since I was about 17 that I can make it to the NBA if I just stay humble and worked hard," unquote. What stands out to you about Klay growing up, guys?
So, yeah, the thing that really sticks out to me is despite his dad being an NBA star and his mother being, a college star, very humble guy, and just focused on the goal. And that's what I appreciate.
I think kind of why those Warriors teams were so likable is kind of what Lucas was saying, is that they weren't very cocky. Klay is in kind of like a subtle way. Like
He's a quiet cocky.
Yeah, right. It's a quiet.
Is it cockiness or confidence?
I think it's more confidence. I'm with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's more confidence. Some of these guys who come from NBA players, they just have an insatiable work ethic.
Right.
And it makes sense. Like, you're taught at a young age by the best. Like, that's your dad. So Klay and Steph and all these players now, we forget. There's so many kids of NBA players that we forget. We're like, oh, yeah, that guy too. Like the guy who's Defensive Player of the Year. He's going to win it again.
Jaren Jackson?
Yeah, him. Yeah. And then even Jabari Smith.
Yeah.
Right? These guys kind of started that.
Okay.
Yeah, to piggyback off of Ben, I mean, we just mentioned it. He got a lot of information growing up by Kobe, who was also a second-generation player.
Yeah.
Anytime a player has that father figure or mother figure who's played the game, they just have a step ahead of it. They're a step ahead of everybody else, mentally and physically. More so mentally, they just have a little bit of smarter IQ when it comes to basketball because they've seen it. They know what goes into it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many factors in sons of former NBA players that come into play. It's the pressure of your dad playing pro, but at the same time, you have advantages. You have training, you have knowledge, you have stories, you have guidance. But then at the same time, I think they look at their dad and it's like, I want to impress my dad. I want to be my dad. And I think all those factors roll into what we figure is a recipe for success. And Klay Thompson definitely took everything to heart. And like you said, Maurice, being a kid going up to Kobe and talking to him after a game or before a game, that probably played dividends with his development mentally and physically.
Yep.
So Klay had a growth spurt that did not happen until his freshman year in college. So he calls himself a late bloomer. On why he chose to play at Washington, he said in an interview with Maverick Carter that he really loved the coach, Tony Bennett, and how he trusted that he could get Klay to the next level. Klay played 3 years at Washington State University. Although he never played in the NCAA tournament, he did have a nice college career in terms of numbers. You guys want to hear his stats real quick?
Sure.
All right. Over under, let's start with 3-point percentage because that's what he's kind of known for, right? Over under playing at Washington, 41%. Let's go to Ben first.
I'm going to say over.
All right, Lucas.
I'm going to say under.
And Maurice.
I'm going to say under.
All right. Ben, this is for you. He shot 39%.
I thought it was
still
so
really
good,
good.
yeah.
I thought it was like 38, 39. I remember him coming out as a prospect and me really liking him.
Yeah, he was still really good shooting beyond the arc. So his shooting volume is nuts, guys. In 98 games, Klay attempted 620 3-pointers. That's roughly 6 3-pointers per game. His senior year stats include averaging 21.6 points per game, 5.2 boards, 3.7 assists, and 1.6 steals. Another over-under. Over-under his scoring high at Washington State. Over-under 40 points in a game. Maurice.
I'm going to go over.
Lucas.
I'm going to go over.
And Ben.
Over.
Good job, guys. He scored 43 points, and he did that twice. Klay admitted that the lucrative money to play in the NBA as a first-round pick influenced his decision to leave college early. So the two-time All-Pac-10-12 player, Klay Thompson, skipped his senior year and entered the 2011 NBA draft, where he was chosen by the Golden State Warriors.
With the 11th pick in the 2011 NBA draft, the Golden State Warriors select Klay Thompson from Washington State University. If you just had a thought, who is that older gentleman who looks a lot like him who he just hugged? It's Klay's father, Michael Thompson, who was the #1 overall pick in the 1979 NBA draft. Klay will become the 5th son of a #1 overall pick to play in the NBA. Jay Billis, what do you like about his game?
Well, the son is very different from the father. Klay is a perimeter shooter.
I'm Klay Thompson from Washington State. My name is spelled Klay with a K because my dad and mom try to be different, I guess, especially my dad. You know, he spells his name Michael with a Y. Ever since a kid, I've watched Kobe, try to patent him a lot, but I don't think that's very realistic just being the player he is. But I think I could be almost like the next Kevin Martin. You know, I've watched him since he was on the Kings. Since he got in this league, I just love his game, you know. He's a 6'6" guard, he's quick, he's got a quick trigger, and really knows how to play. I say I got my competitiveness from probably playing just against my brothers my whole life, you know. We're all really close in age, whether it was ping pong, football, video games, it didn't matter. We'd always really want to win.
Okay, what comes to mind when you reflect on Klay Thompson at Washington?
During the 2000s and early 2010s, we were really obsessed with kind of athletic wings and their potential, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Klay Thompson had a very realized skill set. Mm-hmm. It was like, oh, he's a shooter. He's got a little bit of size, good defender. He is what he is. And you're starting to see that more now, even with kind of the non-Cooper Flagg kid in the draft is like an example of like Klay Thompson. It's just like this realized player that is a shooter that you can pluck into a system. And for a minute, I don't think in the 2000s we were really obsessed with potential. And I think Klay Thompson kind of like interrupted that would be my note. He's a throwback.
Yeah.
That's why we're kind of comparing him to this guy, Chris Mullin.
Yeah, and to just build off your point, I remember the draft comp was Kyle Korver at the time.
Oh, that's a good comp. Yeah.
But, I mean, he's obviously was better defender, much more athletic.
Yeah,
yeah, more size.
More size.
Yeah.
I mean, no, they're both. Kyle Korver was 6'6". Clay's only 6'7".
Clay has long arms. Like he's But that's kind of what stands out. That whole the Warriors changed the whole game because these guys weren't these 18-year-olds that were potential. They were realized NBA players already.
Man, excellent point.
When Steph got drafted a couple years ahead of him, this was the beginning era of the guys in the draft who you had to look at them as shooters. Can they shoot? Can they play with a shooter on the court? No. And because Klay was so efficient at shooting at Washington, I think he was a great fit with Steph Curry, but on his own, he was that prototypical 3-and-D player.
Right.
Before it was even called 3-and-D. And because of that, his shooting really, I think, propelled him in the draft.
Definitely.
This is a good comp because Chris Mullin wasn't known as a three-point shooter, but he was a good three-point shooter. Right. But Klay Thompson came into the league where you had to be a good three-point shooter.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you guys make me think about the scouting pre-draft conversations, the war room where you have all the scouts in the room. And it kind of reminds me of the, I know you guys saw Hustle. And there's that one scene where Adam Sandler's in the room with all the scouts trying to figure out, all right, where are we going to go? What players are we going to look at? So just imagine in 2011, they have Steph Curry on the team and, he's a great shooter. And they're like, all right, who's going to fit good next to him? And someone had the bright idea to draft a shooter that may not have athleticism, but it freaking worked out great. So whoever proposed that, man, they need a pay raise.
I think pretty sure that was Bob Myers, wasn't it?
Yeah, it could have been Bob Myers. I mean, he might have ultimately made the decision, but whoever the scout was, man, kudos to them. All right, let's switch over to the other side of the comparison. All right, now it's time to talk about Mullin. But before he got that nickname, he was born Christopher Paul Mullin in New York City on July 30th, 1963. He was raised in a close-knit Irish family and shared a room with his three brothers. His dad was a customs inspector at JFK Airport. Growing up, Mullin was a huge Larry Bird fan, but he wore the number 17 in the NBA in honor of which former Celtics great?
Number 17?
17 was Havlicek, right?
No, it was Cousy. No, Cousy was 16. No.
It was 12. I don't know. I think it's Havlicek.
Right. This is...
Ben, who do you think?
Cousy is what I'm going to say. That's just what feels like he would like that player.
Pretty sure Cousy.
All right, Maurice, go ahead and bask in glory, buddy. The answer was John Havlicek.
Okay.
Havlicek steals the ball.
Yeah, Havlicek.
Cousy had a single digit number.
Yeah, I think it was like 6 or 8
I think he was no, Bill was 6.
Okay,
was
you're right. That's a big difference.
Good one, Maurice.
Chris Mullin also looked up to players like Walt Frazier and Earl the Pearl Monroe. In high school, Mullin played with another future NBA player. He played for the championship Rockets in 1994 and 95. Any guess who Chris Mullin played with in high school?
I know this.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't think
you know.
I can give you guys a hint. Think New York City. This guy's super famous.
Walt Frazier?
No, guy originally from New York. Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Actually.
Wait, what?
Sorry.
Wait, are you kidding me?
The answer was Mario Ellie. I was like,
wow.
Ellie?
Oh, wow.
I thought for sure.
I don't even know who that is.
Well, they're kind of the same age, and it makes sense. But the research that I did, Ben, it was Mario Ellie. And it was like, there was a lot of coverage about those two together in high school. But yeah, Mario Ellie, he was...
Who's Mario Ellie? I don't know.
He played with
the Rockets. He was big in the 90s.
Yeah.
He was like the Rockets, he was like a small forward who like just shot threes.
He hit a shot from the corner to knock out the Phoenix Suns in the playoffs, where he shot it and made it, and he like kissed his hand. He did like good night. That's what he's known for. But anyway, so Mario Elie used to meet Chris Mullin, and they used to ride the train together to some of the toughest neighborhoods in New York. And it was there that he learned a lot of confidence on the basketball court in his game. Mullin played for Power Memorial Academy, but then he transferred to another high school in Brooklyn. He had a 6-inch growth spurt between his sophomore and junior year. In 1981, Chris Mullin won a state title with his team. Critics said that Chris Mullin was too slow, unathletic, but his high school coach, Jack Alessi, was quoted, quote, "The way he saw the game, he had a mind that's a gift that comes from somebody other than coaches. That comes from a higher being." Any guesses which college Chris Mullin considered attending besides St. John's?
No, besides St. John's. I want to say Duke.
Okay, Ben.
I'm going to say Georgetown.
All right, Maurice?
I'll go Syracuse.
All those are good answers, but Lucas, good for you, man. You got it. He did consider Duke University, but he also considered Virginia and Villanova before committing to St. John's. Any thoughts on Chris Mullin before going to college?
Well, high school, and I want to say that was around the late 70s, early 80s for him. I don't want to put race in it, but the fact that he was a white guy in New York City, hanging around with Mario Elie, like, that tells you right there, he had some game.
Right.
I mean, we all play basketball.
Wait, did they make this the white man can't? Was that made based off of him?
No.
I don't think so.
Are we sure?
White Man Can't Jump was not based off of Chris Mullin.
No, because
sure?
I wonder who it is based off. It's probably just street. Because the whole thing is about hustling people.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, we've all played basketball in our lives. And there's always that one white guy that comes along on the court. You don't think he's got that much game, but he's the best player on the court. And that was Chris Mullin.
Lucas is raising his hand like, I was that white dude.
With Dirk
not the
Nowitzki's
best
game.
player on the court, but I'm going to surprise you with a few things. That's
with Dirk Nowitzki's game.
Fair.
Yeah, there we go.
Lucas Nowitzki. What about you, Ben? Anything stand out?
I just kind of like the whole New York basketball culture in that era. You hear about like these elite high schools, Catholic schools, and coaches, and he was kind of the epitome of that.
Yeah.
And I think he was a McDonald's All-American, so he was really good. And that's just kind of what stands out. I mean, New York basketball back then was just it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, Ricker Park, all of it. When we were growing up in the 80s and 90s, like you just knew about New York basketball. And so I don't really think that exists anymore. I think it's more national now.
Right.
Like you got kids in the South. Like you didn't really have that growing up. You know what I mean? Like it was always kind of East Coast, West Coast. And
yeah, that New York culture thing is real when it comes to hoops.
It is interesting to see how college hoops and recruiting were so different back then. Because it was much more localized than it is now.
True.
I don't have much thoughts outside of that, but I thought that was interesting.
No, absolutely. I found it interesting because I didn't know that Mario Elie and Chris Mullin played for the same team. That stood out to me. But let's get down to his college career. Like Klay Thompson, a big part of Chris Mullin's college choice came down to the coach. Anybody remember who the coach of St. John's was in the 80s?
Pitino, right?
No, not Pitino. Lou
St. John's.
Lou Carnesecca. You guys heard of that
there
name,
was
right?
no way I was going to get that one.
A little before my time.
I don't even know who that is.
I'm showing my age right now. I put that question there, like thinking that someone would know that. But
Pitino coached them, right? I'm not making that up.
St. John's?
At one point.
No, he did Louisville. Pitino did Louisville and Kentucky.
It's St. John's first.
Yeah.
So here's what Chris Mullin said. He said, when I went on those visits, whether it be Virginia, Duke, Villanova, couldn't compare to what I thought I had at St. John's and being home and being able to play for Coach Carnesecca. He said, I felt that it was the best place for me. So Chris Mullin was a beast right away at St. John's. He set scoring records as a freshman, putting up 17 points per game. Villanova coach Rollie Massimino at the time, who actually went to New York to recruit Mullin, admitted to his team's frustration trying to stop Mullin when they squared off. quote, he said, "We followed him wherever he went because we had to. He was such a tough kid. He loved to compete." Now, Chris Mullin led his team to the Final Four in 1985. I completely forgot that. Does anybody know who St. John's lost to in that game?
Georgetown.
Yes, that is correct. It was Georgetown.
Didn't even give us other two a chance. But okay.
Rick Pitino is the current St. John's coach.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
Oh, he got back. I knew he
There's
was
the connection.
Coaching in Greece for a little bit. Okay.
Yeah. So in that game, Chris Mullin was held to 8 points. The first time he was held under 10 points in 100 games. Something tells me Patrick Ewing had something to do with that. Clearly.
Yeah.
Here's some of his other stats. Let's do an over-under real quick. Over-under 3-point percentage for Chris Mullin, 41%.
I'll go over.
Over.
Oh, you guys do not learn.
Oh.
The 3-point line didn't come out yet.
Oh.
I gave you another question
That's
like
the second
this
time
before.
you guys with that one.
Yeah. So 0%. I think it was the next year.
Hang on. Let's just make sure we all remember this for the future. 3-point line came out in 1983, guys. 83.
No, not in college.
Oh, when did it come out?
Was it college?
No.
When did it come out?
College was later. College came after the NBA.
Really? When?
Yeah. It came after.
I don't know when, but when
it was. Whenever it was the year that Reggie Miller was a senior. I know that for a fact.
Well, that doesn't help because he was in the
87. 87.
Like 87, right?
I think it was 86.
86 or 87. Yeah.
Because I know the NBA 3-point line came shortly after MJ. Like he had a year where he didn't have it, right? MJ, or did he always have it?
No, I think it was the early 80s. It was before MJ got there. Yeah, definitely. All right, so here's some of Chris Mullin's college awards. He was 2-time NCAA All-Region, 4-time All-Big East, Big East All-Freshman, 3-time Big East Player of the Year, consensus 2-time All-American. Chris Mullin was that dude. He averaged 19.5 points at St. John's, 4.1 rebounds, and 3.6 assists. Chris Mullin entered the NBA draft after his senior year, where he was selected, just like Klay Thompson, by the Golden State Warriors. So what stands out to you guys about his career at St. John's? Let's go to Lucas first.
I guess I always find it weird. I can't imagine an NBA before the 3-point line. Obviously, I know it exists, but wing players being dominant without, the 3-point line, even on the college level, is just kind of not really a thing for me.
It's a strange concept, right?
Yeah.
Ben, what about you?
Just highly decorated. In St. John's, even though they're in New York City, they don't get the best recruits. They just haven't for a long time. Ron Artest is probably the last big name they got there. I mean, they had Eric Barkley, but that's kind of what stands out to me. Not even a controversial take, but it's probably the biggest fandom in basketball is New York City.
Yeah,
we see that. Yeah, just with their ticket prices go, everyone just loves basketball there, and so the fact that they had this Irish Catholic kid in the mid '80s. Yeah, it must have been a cool time. So
yeah,
I'm curious. I kind of want to watch documentaries about it.
It's so interesting that now that I think about it, Ben, had he not gone to St. John's and maybe gone to Duke, he might have played with Johnny Dawkins and some of the other Duke players that were really good back in that day. What about you, Maurice?
Ben mentioned it. New York City, that's like the Mecca of basketball. I mean, that area. And I actually thought his points per game would be a little bit higher than 19.
Mm-hmm.
He said 19 and 19 and a half. Something like that.
Yeah.
19 and a half. I actually thought it'd be higher than that. But regardless, he can ball. It wouldn't take long for any NBA scout or GM to realize that he's going to be a really good NBA player. Now, he went 7th overall. I'm curious to see who went earlier than him. I want to check this real quick.
Ewing went first. We know that much.
Ewing went first. Wayman Tisdale went second. Chris Mullin had a better career than Wayman Tisdale. Benoit Benjamin, Xavier McDaniel, nice player.
X-Man.
At the X-Men, yeah. Yeah, he could have went higher than that. 5th was John Concat, and 6th was Joe Klein. I don't even know who that is, but
okay, he played for the Phoenix Suns. But I think all those players do not measure up to Chris Mullin. That's your point, right?
And real quick, I'm sorry to do this, but real quick, after Chris Mullin, Detlef Schrempf, went 8th. Charles Oakley went 9th. Ed Pinckney went 10th.
Wow.
The Warriors draft, we talked about this with Chris Webber and Sprewell. The Warriors, whoever is there, over the last 40 years, they draft really well. They may not keep all their players, but they draft probably the best in the league.
Yeah. They had Chris Webber for a hot minute and traded.
They drafted Mitch Richmond, I think they had Mitch Richmond, Chris Mullin, Webber, and Sprewell. Yeah, and they drafted all of them.
They drafted Sprewell. I forgot that.
Yeah. They had all of them on the same team.
Yeah. One last thing before I hand it over to Lucas. So basketball camps for high school and college coaches are perfect for cultivating talent and relationships. Lou Carnesecca, which was St. John's coach, he had a basketball camp where Chris Mullin actually was playing at his camp when he was just 10 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. Probably they planted that seed, and that probably gave Mullin the trust to go to someone who had taught him the skills that needed to be good. So, okay, Lucas, I'm done. Are you all set?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go.
Second quarter. Statistics.
That's what you have to do, though. You got to try it.
Klay Thompson. Now with 15.
A little more under control there.
Klay, great defense. Read the passing lane, comes up with a steal. Klay Thompson sets his feet. Ending the three-point drought. And Steph with a rebound in motion. Klay Thompson triple. Yes, sir.
They can be streaky.
Good blocking. Andrew Bogut with a D. 2-on-1. Lob. Oh! Right-handed hammer.
Skills. As Tim Hardaway would say.
Nice. Klay Thompson 3. Oh, he's feeling it.
Yes, he
absolutely feeling it. That's time for another one. Yeah, he wants a heat check, and Cousins ran out on him.
5 for 5, including 3 threes. Oh, that's a deep one.
He shot it for Piedmont. Oh, man.
He was a rookie. Good player.
Yeah, he's trying to deny Klay the ball. Barely in his hands and right in the bucket.
So those were the highlights. Here are the numbers. Klay Thompson is listed at 6'5", 215. I thought he was 6'7". Okay, well.
I thought he was too, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So either, they lied to us at the beginning or whatever, but that's not the point. He's worn number 11 with the Golden State Warriors. What number is he wearing this season with the Dallas Mavericks?
Have no clue.
Is it 8?
Maurice?
It's 7.
You're both wrong. It's 31.
31?
Yeah, 31.
We both faked that. We're like, it's 7. Yeah.
Didn't Jason Terry wear 31 for them?
He did.
Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Interesting parallel there. I had to choose Klay's best season, and I'm actually going to go with the one that he made his very first All-Star appearance. That was back in his 4th season, in the 2014 and 15 season. He averaged 21.7 points, 3.2 rebounds, 2.9 assists, 1.1 steals, and a little less than a block per game, while averaging fewer than 2 turnovers per game, shooting 46% from the field and 43.9% from the three-point line on 7.1 attempts per game. He also shot 87.9% from the foul line. Just initial reactions there, guys. Thoughts?
Well, he was always a good shooter. The numbers from high school to college to the NBA pretty much tell you that shooting was his forte. That was his best attribute going forward.
Yeah, I got to jump on that too. 43% during that season.
Almost 44% on 7 threes per game.
7 attempts. That just tells you that he had a clear skill that Golden State wanted to exploit to the offense that, let's just put it out there, Mark Jackson set up that amazing offense in the beginning before Steve Kerr took over. Not to take anything away from Kerr, but some of those plays that he drew up, like the elevator screens that they would come up through the middle to the top of the key and have a wide open 3. That's genius. That was Mark Jackson to get those young guys in that offense to maximize their potential through their shooting. makes all the difference in the world, and it gave them several championships.
Yeah, interesting fact about the shooting. So his career shooting percentage is 41.2%, right? He's only gone below 40% from the three-point line twice in his career. The first year that he got back from his injury, and then last season.
Only twice?
Only twice. Also, that 7 attempts per game is on the low end for his career. 2 seasons ago, back in the 22-23 season, he averaged 10.6 3-point attempts per game.
10? Double digit? Oh my God. That's crazy.
So the guy was very impressive from the 3-point line.
You're right. You kind of stole my thunder a little bit. I was going to talk about the fact that Mark Jackson and Steve Kerr, just the high IQ of even those guys when they were players. Because you got to remember, Steve Kerr worked his way up to be in the Chicago Bulls rotation, an unathletic, short white dude who could just shoot. And then Mark Jackson is one of the best point guards of all time. So I think having those two as your first NBA coaches, he really benefited from that. I mean, Lucas, you were prime watching in the late aughts, but we were really focused on athleticism with guards a little bit too much. And this backcourt really broke that mold.
Yeah.
Yeah. He led the league one season in a shooting percentage. I'm not going to tell you guys which one, but you guys tell me which shooting percentage he led the league in a season.
Oh, it's going to be the effective field goal percentage.
Okay.
He probably led the league in.
Uriah?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he led the league in that.
Maurice?
Hey, I'm going to go with that as well. No?
No. It was actually foul shots. He led the league last season with 92.7% of his foul shots.
Last season, as the 2023-24 season.
Yes.
Wow.
Granted,
that's
he
crazy.
only attempted 1.8 foul shots a game, but it's a season leader. It's a season leader. We got to count it.
That's crazy because Steph is one of the greatest 3-point he is 3-point shooter, but also free throw shooters as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so for his career stats as of now, we're recording March 2nd, 2025. They are 19.2 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, 2.3 assists, 0.8 steals, 0.5 blocks, 1.7 turnovers while shooting 45.2% from the field, 41.2% from the 3-point line, and 85.9% from the foul line. Oh gosh, I have advanced shooting stats that I could get into, but I'm not going to do it, okay? Over under 55 as a career high scoring. Go with Uriah first.
Man, I know he can fill up that bucket real quick, and he's had some outstanding games and some prolific performances. I'll go over.
Over? Maurice?
Yeah. I'll go over as well.
Ben?
Over.
You're all correct. It was 60 points in that crazy game where he had 60 points and 24 dribbles, I think it was, or something like that.
Wait, was that the Kings game?
I think it was in 2016, 2017. I'm not 100% sure. That is just me guessing that.
Yeah, because you gotta mention that one because that was the game where Klay Thompson's. I gotta look it up but that's the game Klay Thompson scored 38 points in one quarter.
Probably, yeah.
Against the Kings, I've never seen a person get that hot in a game before.
That's nuts.
I've never seen it.
Well, you guys ready for some more? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Maurice.
No. I was just going to say, from a guy just getting hot and just being the best shooter I've ever seen in that particular moment, that was Klay Thompson. You can easily check it out on YouTube. I've never seen a player get that hot.
Well, I'm gonna blow your mind with some more career highs. Over under 12 3-pointers made in a single game as a career high.
Over.
I'm going to say over. And by the way, his career high wasn't the Kings game, but that was still remarkable.
I'll go over.
Yeah, you guys are all correct. It's 14 made threes in a single game.
14 threes in the game?
That's essentially, what is that, 42 points off of threes?
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, like, Steph is like right behind him with like 13. I'm pretty sure.
Here's the thing: he broke double digits at least I say, because they only show the career high for each season here, at least 4 times.
Woo! And you know what's crazy too, Lucas?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Klay's threes are just catch and shoot.
Yeah.
Even this season, which we can say is a down season for him, he's made 7 threes in a single game.
Okay.
Well, he's not in his prime anymore. We know that.
Still, 7 threes in a single game is pretty...
That's very impressive, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so rebounds career high is 11. Assist is 8.
Mm-hmm.
Steals and blocks are 5 each. Turnovers are 7.
His career highs are crazy.
I mean, we got that. The 8 assists. He's played a lot. It's really low.
Yeah.
I mean, not...
Well,
he's not a ball handler.
Career over 10 years. That's
and the amount he probably gets doubled. Yeah,
well,
that's
remember
pretty low.
he's not a playmaker, guys. He just makes the next pass. He just makes the next pass. He's the next pass guy. So if you think about it like that, 8 assists as a next pass guy,
it's not bad.
Yeah,
it's pretty darn good. And he's not a point guard. He's a shooting guard who doesn't dribble all that much.
Okay.
So anyway, I actually think the 5 blocks and 5 steals are more impressive.
Yeah, they are.
Agreed.
And honestly, I was kind of surprised. 7 turnovers for a guy that doesn't dribble the ball all that much feels kind of high.
I would imagine that's earlier in his career. Maybe
that was actually their first title season.
Okay.
And
2013.
The 18-19 season.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah. Not that early in his career. So anyway, any thoughts about these career highs? Let's go to Maurice first.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about shooting a lot in this episode, but Klay Thompson really was one of the best defenders of his era. That 2010s decade, Klay Thompson was, I want to say, close to elite as a wing defender, and then he gave you so much on the offensive end too. So
he's on the Mount Rushmore for shooting guards for this past decade. I think that's
the 2010s. Yeah. We'll have that conversation.
By the way, I forgot to mention, you know what his career high in attempted 3-pointers are? Just guess.
Ooh, I want to say 22.
Uriah?
I'll say 20.
Ben?
I'll go in between. I'll say 21.
You all are too low.
Whoa.
Wow.
He attempted 24 3-point shots in 2021-22.
Okay.
It's like Damian Lillard numbers. I wanted to say one thing about him because I was watching the Mavs.
My bad, 18-19. 18-19 was the season.
When they played the Lakers. And it might have been Lucas, I don't know how many games, when the Mavs and Lakers game was last week, like Lucas' first game back. Klay had a good game. He had over 20. I think he had like 5 or 6 threes. It might have been a 7-3 game. I'm not sure. But he looked really good. Like, as he's an example of kind of like people have been talking about, the Joel, what's it going to be like? What's it like for players in their mid-30s? I think Klay Thompson is an example of like reinventing yourself because he's not a negative out there. He's like a great 4th starter. He's a good defender. He knows where he is on the court.
He's become Kyle Korver. Become Kyle Korver. Nothing wrong with that.
Brooke Lopez, like guys like that reinvent their games in their early mid-30s, like that's a skill. So,
by the way, I just want everybody to know how sneakily Ben made a Joel Embiid reference right there. I don't know if you guys even caught that.
Yeah, but it's not
it's relevant. It's relevant.
No, but it's all over the NBA right now.
Yeah,
it's like the news, so you have to bring it up. Like I have friends that aren't Sixers fans blowing me up about it.
I'm sure.
Can I say about the shooting? It's so interesting how Klay Thompson's father was Michael Thompson. We all know that he played in the NBA. Did you guys know he was the number 1 pick of the draft in the 70s?
No, I did not.
Yeah, he was picked by Portland. There's the connection with the Northwestern states, right? So he played for Portland. He was the number 1 pick. Couldn't shoot anywhere near as good as his son because he was a post player. He was a center. But I think Klay Thompson, to your point, Maurice, we know him as a shooter, but you can't sleep on his defense. He was a great defender. And being on the same court or the same team as Draymond, it's no wonder why Golden State was able to pull off so many championships because they had shooting and they had defense. So kudos to Klay for being a dual threat on both sides of the ball.
Fair enough. Well, let's go to Chris Mullin.
To Mullin, that's a 3, and Chris Mullin nails it from outside.
State, you just got to keep on playing because this is a very athletic team and they're going to wear you out on the boards.
And speaking of wearing you out, this guy can do that. Chris Mullin now has hit 2 threes.
For Golden State, 6'10" or better, and with a big body. You need a guy in there like 260, 270 to bang Charles around. Right now, he's owning the boards at the offensive end of the floor.
And Mullin is owning the three-pointer. That was a long one from outside. He's hit 45, 2:14 left now in this half of play.
They've got to get Mullin involved and Hardaway from an offensive standpoint.
Hardaway just hasn't, in the second quarter, been able to get inside. Mullin from outside. Boy, Chris Mullin is so much fun to watch play. He missed his first 12 three-point attempts, and now he has started to heat up since then and shoot the ball extremely well. In fact, shot 42% from three-point land since then. Mullin with a 3, and he's starting to bring him back.
Those were the highlights. Here are the numbers. Chris Mullin comes in at 6'7", 215. Wasn't Klay 215 too? Hang on. 215, yeah.
Okay, same weight, just
a
couple
little bit
inches taller.
Yep. Chris Mullin wore 17 every stop of his career.
He's only been 2 teams, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pacers.
But the Warriors went through 3 uniform changes during his time there, according to Basketball Reference. Anyway.
Talk about rebranding.
Well, I mean, they like to do it. Let's get to his best season. And I'm going to go with the 92-93 season right after, of course.
Dream Team. That was a hell of a season.
Yep.
And I went with this season because this is the start of what we really saw him become as his career changed from being, just a scorer to a shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Because before then, honestly, he couldn't really hit the broadside of a barn most nights, if you look at his three-point percentage. But this season is where he really stepped up. He was 29 years old at the time. He averaged 25.9 points per game, 5 rebounds, 3.6 assists, 1.5 steals, a shade under a block per game, 3 turnovers, while shooting 51% from the field, 45% from the three-point line, and 81% from the foul line. I should note that he only attempted 2.8 three-pointers a game, which I'm sure back in the early 90s was a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
But still, that being said, reactions, thoughts?
I think you said it right. He went from a scorer to a shooter. I kind of would go the other way around on that one. I mean, the game told you that he had to shoot more threes as time went on, but Chris Mullin was always that number 2 scorer, either with with Run TMC, he was kind of like the second or third. I don't know.
From 88 to 93, he averaged no fewer than 25 points per game.
Remember, he was there before Mitch Richmond. Richmond was, I think, drafted in 88, and then Tim Hardaway was 90. So Chris Mullin had to be the man early in his career.
Okay, that's a good point. Point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he was the man. Okay, so he was the man with the Warriors early on. Then you got the ball handler Hardaway. We just did an episode on him, and then Mitch Richmond. I think we should do an episode on Mitch Richmond as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, and then with the Pacers, he was definitely the number 2 behind Miller, Reggie Miller. So yeah, I think he was always a scorer who could shoot.
Yeah,
till that season. So this was. Hang on, let me do the math here. For the first 7 seasons of his career, I'm going to tell you his 3-point percentage, okay? You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
18.5, 30, 35, 23, 37, 30, and 36.
Okay. Well, that probably what contributed to that, Lucas, is when you have more help on the basketball court and there are other threats, it creates space. So when Tim Hardaway, who was an outstanding point guard, and you had Mitch Richmond, who's another threat that the defenses had to worry about, that probably gave Chris Mullin more open looks.
Oh, yeah.
And the pace that they played, I mean, Lucas, you're really locked in on D'Antoni's offense with Phoenix, with Steve Nash. But I would argue that even before that, the Warriors under Don Nelson, they were run and gun too. They would score at a fast pace. And Chris Mullin, there are plenty of highlights of him pulling up on a fast break, shooting a 3. So all the young kids today are like, oh, pull up on the break for three. Well, they were doing that in the 80s. It just was not as prevalent as today.
Well, I'll put it into this way. After that season and afterwards, Chris only shot below 40% 3 times.
Okay.
So
like Klay.
Yeah, like Klay. So
Klay's whole career.
so quick question. Let me ask you guys this. If you put Chris Mullin in Klay Thompson's era, just 2013, 2014, how many threes is Chris Mullin throwing up per game?
I don't know the answer to that.
You mean in today's era?
No, not today's era. I'm talking about Klay Thompson's era, which is like the 2010s.
2010s.
Yeah.
Well, the beginning of the 2010s, 3-point shooting was just starting to be innovated. By the end of it, of course, it was a big portion of it. So, I mean, maybe somewhere between 5 and 7, maybe. I don't know. That's just a guess.
I could see that.
Yeah.
If he's playing alongside Steph Curry, he's definitely getting 7.
Yeah.
Minimum 7.
7, 8, yeah.
So, anyway, but for his career stat, and Mullin led the league multiple times in games played. Minutes played, he did that twice.
Really?
Effective
minutes played? Okay.
90 to 92. Yeah, 2 seasons, 40 and 41 minutes per game.
What about steals? I want to say he led the league in steals once or twice. He didn't.
Like with Klay, he also led the league in free foul shots percentage at 93.9.
Wow, okay.
On 2 attempts per game.
There's a connection.
Effective field goal percentage. Yeah. And then field goal percentage, effective field goal, he led 1 season as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, there's that. Career stats, he averaged 18.2 points, 4.1 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1.6 steals, a little bit more than a half block per game, 2.3 turnovers while shooting 50.9% from the field and 38.4% from the 3-point line and 86.5% from the foul line. So honestly, it sounds a lot like Klay.
Yeah.
If you put their career averages, next to each other, it's hard to tell the difference. So any thoughts on that before we go to our career highs? Ben, did you want to chime in?
Yeah, the 94% is really impressive.
Yeah.
That's just kind of what I would say.
I would say steals, 1.5 steals. Look, I'm not saying he was an all-world defender, but he kind of reminds me of Jokic today, where Jokic is not really great at lateral movement, but he has quick hands. And I think Chris Mullin had good hands on defense, so he would get a good amount of steals. Although, Ben, you might remember this, when he was playing with the Pacers, there's that highlight of Vince Carter's rookie year where he goes baseline on the Pacers, and he does like the reverse dunk. And you just see Chris Mullin like standing there like, what do I do? So he got completely posterized by rookie Vince Carter. And there was nothing that Chris Mullin could do.
Yeah, I can believe that. Remember, Klay had 14 made threes as a career high. So over under or tied 14 made threes as a career high.
No, it's under.
No, it's got to be under.
I think that's an NBA record. So, yeah.
It's got to be under.
Ben?
Under.
Yeah, it's under. It's 9. It's 9.
Yeah.
But that's not far off either.
From his era, that's pretty impressive.
That is very impressive. Yeah.
And his career high in attempts, because I said Klay's too, was 17.
Mm-hmm.
Now, rebounding career high, 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at you banging down low, Chris Mullin.
Career high in assist is 14.
Higher than Klay's.
Blocks are 4. Turnovers, surprisingly, actually, maybe not so surprising for you guys, but 13.
Oh,
it was in his 3rd season.
That's a lot.
He didn't have the best handles, let's say that.
Well, I mean, after that, he never got double-digit turnovers again. Got close a few times, but...
Right.
He might have been the primary ball handler at that point. Didn't have Hardaway yet.
It was the 87-88 season.
Yeah, Hardaway wasn't there yet.
Anyway, yeah. So, thoughts on the career highs?
I guess the 9 threes are impressive for back in the day because the game just wasn't... It was so mid-ranged and... Yeah, the 9 and 17, that's impressive for that era, I would say.
I mean, for that era of the 90s, to shoot 7 threes per game. Listen, we're coming off Larry Bird. Like, we did a whole episode on, like, this 3-point shooting in All-Star games type stuff. Yeah. Like, Craig Hodges, Steve Kerr in the late 90s. 7 is pretty impressive. I'll say that. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah.
Well, career high made in 7. Yes.
And I'll take rebounds because in the 80s and 90s, there were some brawlers. There were some big dudes in the paint with intimidation, it's just a different era.
That happened
we all know.
89, 90 season.
Oh, my goodness. So he's getting rebounds he's trying to box out Xavier McDaniel, Charles Oakley, Charles Barkley. And for Chris Mullin to pull down 14, 15 boards is a high. Good for him. Because if you look at him, he's never really been the biggest, most massive guy on the court. But yeah, I'd say rebounds.
That's why that's why this conference was really good, because they're both shooters, but neither one of them were uber athletic.
Yeah.
Now, I am going to put in one more twist on this. I'm going to go to the Golden State Warriors franchise records. And we're going to see where they both rank franchise.
Oh, good one.
This is good.
I thought you would enjoy that, Uriah. So, of course, Steph is number 1. No surprise there. Klay is number 2. No surprise there. Now, where do you think Chris Mullin is, guys?
He
is in the top 10. He is in the top 10.
Of 3-pointers?
Yeah, 3-pointers made in franchise history. We know Klay's 2, and Steph is 1.
Yeah. Who else they had there throughout the years?
Mitch Richmond.
Kevin Durant didn't play long enough there.
No.
Draymond?
He is number 3.
Draymond's 3.
713.
Number of games played?
No, 3-pointers made.
Draymond's made. He's 3rd?
713, guys.
Wow.
Okay.
That's shocking.
Yeah, that's shocking.
You will be surprised who else is on this list, but keep on going.
Sean Livingston's probably on the list.
Sean Livingston is not on the list.
Because he wasn't a 3-point shooter, man.
Andre Iguodala's on the list.
He's not on the list.
No.
Wow.
Ooh.
How about Monte Ellis?
Surprisingly, no.
Oh. Steven Jackson?
Nope.
Baron Davis.
Yes, he is number 10.
Okay.
At 434.
I'm going to say Chris Mullin is... Well, you got to think about Hardaway as well.
Hardaway is on the list at 5th. 602.
Where's Mitch?
He's got to be 4th. I say he's 4th on the list.
You say he's 4th? Maurice, where do you say he is?
6. I'm going to go 6, yeah.
You're all...
Where is he?
He's 8th. This is the top 10 in Warriors 3-pointers made. Steph, Klay, Draymond, Jason Richardson.
Wow.
Shame on you guys.
That's right.
Tim Hardaway Sr., Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins.
Wiggs.
By 1 3-pointers ahead of Chris Mullin.
Wow.
At 8.
Okay.
500. Chris Mullin has 590.
Who's 9th?
9th is Latrell Sprewell, and Baron Davis is 10th.
Okay.
That's a good list of
That Draymond.
Andrew Wiggins being on this list is the mind-blowing one for me.
Because he hasn't been there that long.
Right.
He's not there anymore.
Draymond, he's never been known for his 3-point shooting. But
I think he's just been
Jordan
there
Poole was only ahead of Chris Mullin by 6, and Tim Hardaway was only ahead of him by 12.
I think the Draymond bit is it's Draymond's durability. Right. He only really misses games because of that suspended.
I was about to say, he's been there forever. Yeah. That's his thing. And he did have that 2-year stretch where he could actually make threes at a decent level. That's interesting. But anyway, I wanted to treat you guys. So that being said, I'm going to pass the ball to Ben. And Ben, you can go ahead and get going, man.
All right. Let's do it.
Third quarter, accolades.
Klay, after everything that you have been through in the last 3 years, what does it feel like to be a champion again?
Oh, man. 2 years off. It wasn't really off. Watching the finals and the playoffs last couple years would kill me. And just to be back on this stage, I'm so thankful for my teammates, the start they had this year, 18-2. It really laid the foundation for what was to come, and it's crazy. I'm on cloud 109 right now, Lisa. I don't even know what to say.
The times that you told us that it was hard to see this, when your foot was in a cast, when your leg was atrophied from surgery, how were you able to push through to focus on what could be getting back here?
Well, I had to have my big bro talk me off the ledge a few times. I couldn't drive. I couldn't do nothing. I was immobilized. And I'm such an athletic person. I love to be mobile. And he would just tell me, patience, patience. It's going to all pay off. Shout out to Seth as well, my little bro Trace. I mean, there's some dog days. There's a lot of tears shed on the bench. Steph talked me right, and even Draymond, and just leaning on those guys, Andre. I'm just thankful to be here, man. This is crazy, Lisa. I can't even believe it. I knew it was a possibility. To see it in real time, holy cannoli. This is crazy.
All right, well, that was Klay Thompson. And so we're going to get into his accolades. All right, this is interesting because I think we forget about Klay Thompson a lot because he's been on such good teams. I'm going to start off with how many All-Star games do you think he's been a part of?
Oof.
I'll throw out 7.
Okay.
I'll go 6.
I'm going to say 5.
All right. Okay, Uriah and Maurice, you guys are wrong. And Lucas is right.
He hasn't got an All-Star game since he came back, guys.
Yeah. He fell off. I mean, he's still a productive player, but he's not what he once was. So 2019 was his last All-Star game, but he did make 5 straight All-Star games from the 2015 season to 2019. So 5 straight. And then, I think that injury was just a little too much because he's not the most athletic guy to start with. So he needed kind of every bit of athleticism to really kind of get his shot off. All right, moving on. How many times has he been an NBA champion?
That's 4.
Yeah, it's got to be 4.
Yeah, and he was pretty productive in that 2022 run.
Yeah.
So has he ever been a part of an All-NBA team? Klay Thompson.
All-NBA? I would assume at least twice because of his scoring and being on a winning team. I'll say twice, maybe 3rd team All-NBA.
Okay.
So I know he got robbed 1 year for Kemba Walker, which cost him a lot on his contract.
Yeah, that was like a big interview. I remember he was like pissed about that in post-game interview.
I think he's made 1 All-NBA team.
Okay.
I want to say 1 as well, but I'll be different. I'll say 2.
All right. Uriah, you're actually correct. Maurice, you are 2, but Uriah said 2 all 3rd team.
Oh,
so he was a 3rd team, and then pretty early in his career, this guy hit success right away. I mean, not right away, but like when the Warriors were good. 2015 and 2016, he was All-NBA 3rd team. So the season before he got hurt in the finals, he was All-NBA 2nd team. Defense.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I figured he got at least a couple of those.
Yeah.
He only got 1.
Oh, only 1. Okay.
It was only 1, but it was 2nd team, and it was in that 2019 season.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. All right, and then All-NBA rookie 1st team. So I actually didn't realize he was good right away. He is part of a draft that people are saying now, the 2011 draft, is one of the best drafts of all time.
Right.
I believe Kyrie Irving was the first pick.
Yeah.
And there's a slew of other players. So Klay Thompson was not Rookie of the Year. I believe that went to Kyrie Irving, but he was NBA All-Rookie 1st team. He won a gold medal for 2016 Brazil Games, Rio de Janeiro. Has Klay Thompson ever won a 3-point contest?
Of course he did. It's just the question is how many. I don't remember.
How many?
I'll go with 1.
I think he's won 2.
Okay, Maurice?
I think it's 1.
All right, Lucas, you're not doing well today, buddy. It's 1.
Well, there. Get it right. Get it right, loser.
So this is what Maurice feels like.
All right. I'm going to get you back, Lucas.
I'm sure.
Let me get you back.
2016, he was the NBA 3-point contest champion. Did he ever have a shot to win a Finals MVP?
No.
Klay? No?
No.
Because he was always the 3rd option once they got KD. It would have probably been earlier before the pre-KD chips.
Well, the first championship was Iguodala. He got Finals MVP.
Right.
Yeah.
And then KD had one.
No, he had 2. KD got 2.
And then Steph got the last one.
Steph got the last one. Yeah.
Finally.
So I feel like if he had a shot, it would have been the 2015 one.
Right.
All right. That's kind of it. I mean, he's on like one of the greatest teams of all time. So what do you guys think? I'm going to start off with Uriah. What kind of stands out to you?
I say the 3-point contest. And the reason why is because when you were watching the Golden State Warriors during the season or playoffs, there's so much action going on. There's movement, there's catch and shoot, like Maurice mentioned, and we know that that's his specialty. But to actually sit there and watch Klay Thompson go to rack to rack to rack around the arc when millions of people are just staring at him, and he takes all that pressure and he has that moment to shine, because he's always been kind of that side focus outside of KD and Steph. So for him to win that 3-point contest, I thought that was a special moment for him. But for anyone, a young person that loves basketball, watch Klay Thompson in the 3-point contest, because his shooting form is the same every time. His release is the same every time. Ben mentioned his mechanics in the very beginning, outstanding mechanics, and he puts on a clinic. And I think that's one of the reasons why we're comparing him to Chris Mullin, because Chris Mullin's shooting form was the same way every time. Yeah. So I'll go with the 3-point contest.
I like that because you're right. The 3-point contest, it's guys who can quick. It's there's a little athleticism to it.
Right.
We've been singing his praises defensively all night, and it's kind of crazy. He only had one defensive All-NBA team for Klay Thompson. I thought he would have had more. If you'd asked me over under, I would have said over. Like I mentioned earlier, he was one of the best wing defenders of that era, and for him to not really get recognized for that is crazy.
Yeah, I'm surprised too, because he was the second best defender on most of those teams. Obviously, Draymond is one of the greatest defenders of all time. But Iguodala. Iguodala got a few. You're right, but the fact they had that many 51, 60 win teams, I'm surprised he didn't have more. Yeah. That's a good point.
He was the lockdown perimeter defender. It wasn't Draymond defended bigs and forwards.
Yeah,
like Klay was always taking on the best guard. Not getting enough love there. That was a little surprising.
Really had such a 5-year peak, 2014 to 2019. So almost a career-ending injury, and so he's kind of in his next chapter.
And it was a shame too, because that was the season he got injured. He tore his ACL, and then right after that, KD. I think it was KD first tore his Achilles, and then the series later in 2019 when they played the Raptors, he tore his ACL.
Klay missed 2 full seasons, right?
He missed so much.
So the ACL was because of the finals. Then he tore his Achilles rehabbing from the ACL.
He was doing a pickup game or something.
Yeah, he was.
A year later or something. Yeah, so he was out. You guys are right. He was out 2
years.
He didn't come back till
after the pandemic, after the bubble season.
Yeah, well, no, he didn't come back till late 2021, almost 2022. So he missed 2.5 years.
Not many players can come back from multiple ones of those. I mean, the most recent one that essentially failed was DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah. And like I said, I think seeing Klay on the court, if you watch the Mavericks, I mean, they have this whole defensive identity, and he's a part of that. So to see that at 35, that 34, for him to still be productive. I mean, he's still active on the perimeter.
Yeah,
he doesn't really get beat.
One of the most humble guys you will ever hear speak. Doing my research, he's interviewed and he speaks so well, and I think his parents did such a good job raising someone who thinks about philanthropy, who thinks about being a solid member of the community of the team that he's played for. Klay Thompson's just a likable dude, very likable person.
Yeah, and he's a baseball guy. His brother plays professional baseball.
Okay. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hold up. Didn't his brother try? He was in the G League. He was on the Warriors for a cup of tea.
I think he's got a couple brothers. Yeah, one of you're right. One of them played basketball too, Lucas.
I think that was Michael Thompson, the second, but spelled with a Y.
Okay.
Yeah. That's Klay Thompson, still playing. I have no idea what he's going to keep accomplishing, but hopefully he gets more NBA championships.
I'd like to sincerely thank Jerry Colangelo and the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame for this incredible honor. I'd like to thank David Stern and the NBA for allowing me to play in the greatest league in the world. And to my fellow inductees, congratulations and enjoy the evening. Let's go, Coach.
All right, moving on to Chris Mullin. A lot of similarities here, actually. Okay, so I'm going to start off with how many All-Star games did Chris Mullin make? I'm going to start off with Lucas.
Why do you know I don't know this era?
Well, that's why I started it off, because I'm like, you weren't born yet.
Okay. Well, no, I was alive for most of his career. Just not the beginning of it. Let's see. I know he had a short window like Klay, and it didn't start until his fourth or fifth season. So I'm going to say 5, like Klay.
All right, Maurice?
I'm going to go with 4.
5.
You guys are all right. It's 5.
Maurice said 4.
All right.
Did I?
Yeah.
Did you say? Lucas
very
and Uriah.
Very quick to call him out.
They rat me out. All right.
Lucas and Uriah are right. And similarly, the same exact framework as Klay Thompson. Early in his career, 5 straight, and then kind of fell off after 93.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, really, really eerily similar, on all with Golden State Warriors. 5 straight All-Star games from 89 to 93. So, and then quite similar, it was like his fourth year in the league that he kind of, third or fourth year in the league that he like exploded. And yeah, that was 5 straight All-Stars. All right, so this is where he separates a little bit. How many All-NBA teams has Chris Mullin been a part of?
He gave us a little clue there.
Yeah.
It's going to be more because 80s, Chris Mullin was the man at Golden State.
Yeah.
90s continued on. I mean, he was on the Dream Team, and Lucas mentioned the 92-93 season, so clearly he made 5. But I'm going to say he made a couple more. I'm going to say 7 All-NBA.
Yeah, I'm going to go 5. Just as many All-Star appearances.
Yeah, I'm going to say 6 because he did have 1 or 2 other good seasons, and I think that that Dream Team magic kind of, stayed with him.
You're all wrong. It's 4, which is still impressive.
Oh,
and I don't know. Okay. Do you guys know what? Obviously, he started playing less games. What happened
after
in the 92, 93, or 9? What happened in 93? Because he fell off.
Tim Hardaway didn't play for a season in 94, 95 because
I think Sprewell
that was 94.
There. I think it's when Sprewell got there because his production just really fell off.
Yeah.
As far as like points per game.
He was already 29, 30, and remember, players were starting to fall off at that age too.
And so the
93, that was when Weber was there, Sprewell.
Yeah, Weber needed touches. All those young guys needed touches.
That must have been it because his production wasn't bad. So like in the 94-95 season, he was giving you like 19 points on 49%, 45 from 3. But he only played 25 games. So it looks like injuries and just age kind of caught up with him. He got All-NBA first team in 92, and he was 2-time All-NBA second team in 89. So he had 4 straight years of being an All-NBA player. Third team in 90, second team in 89, 91, and then All-NBA first team in 92. I imagine he was paired alongside Michael Jordan. So yeah, 4 straight All-NBA teams. And then I think the talent, I feel like there needs to be a documentary on this, how they mismanaged all those Hall of Famers on that team.
Yeah.
It's really wild how many Hall of Famers they had.
Yeah.
And they just could not figure it out.
Yeah, they should have kept it together somehow, but they didn't.
All right, so I have a question for you guys. How many Olympic games was Chris Mullin a part of? Now, if you remember, they didn't
Olympic
really
games
play.
Or Olympic teams?
Yeah, Olympic teams.
I feel like he had to have played during college.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I think you were trying to trick us on that. College. So college is one of them.
So 84, he definitely played in 84 with Jordan, I think, in Ewing. So I'll say 2, 92 Dream Team in 84.
Yeah, same.
Yep.
Yeah, you're correct, yeah. So he was a part.
You do know different eras. You do know.
I just know how the Olympics were set up because we've done enough episodes.
What's crazy about that is I just reposted on NBA Now with an account a photo Paul Kepner posted.
Yeah.
With Mullin, Jordan, Perkins, like an hour ago.
Paul Nepper? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Friend of the show, by the way. Paul Nepper, author of, was it Knicks of the 90s? And Paul Nepper has a biography coming out for Moses Malone. So shout out Paul Nepper.
Shout out
That's
Paul
a must read.
Great guy.
Indeed.
Yeah.
As Uriah already said, he was the Wooden Award winner in 85. So he has a pretty accomplished career. Never won a chip. Unfortunately, he did make the finals with that Pacers squad that had to run up against the first iteration of the Lakers, Kobe, Shaq. Yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna swing it over to you guys. What stands out to you?
Hall of Fame career, Hall of Fame player. It kind of sucks that he was in that era because I really do believe his game would have translated a lot in today's NBA. I think he would have been a 30-point scorer in today's game. And I really do believe Klay Thompson and Chris Mullin are one and the same when it comes to their archetypes, and they both would have been successful. They both would have been successful in any era, but putting Chris Mullin in this era, I would have loved to have seen it.
You look at 1992, and you look at the number of stars in the NBA. There was no shortage of stars in the NBA at the time. Larry Bird made the team, even though he was a little injured, and Magic had just found out that he had AIDS. So when it came to picking players, you get the staple players, and then you get someone like Chris Mullin, who people were like, why'd they pick him? It's because he was an amazing scorer. He was an amazing player. And then one other thing that we didn't mention, well, I guess more on a personal level, people may not know that Chris Mullin struggled with an addiction to alcohol. So for him to battle through that and still come out to be a great teammate, a great ambassador to the game, Hall of Fame player, remarkable career. And I'm glad we're shining some light on Chris Mullin because he was so fun to watch and just an outstanding player.
When did he get sober? Did it in his career?
No, I think it was in the beginning of his career. I think when he first went to Golden State, when he got drafted, Ben, he's on record saying he didn't even know where it was. He didn't know what Golden State was because he was like, a New York kid all his life, even in college. So I think when he went out there, West Coast, there was so much to do out there as a young millionaire athlete, and he probably got caught up, and the bottle caught him and put him in a place where he needed to free himself from. And his coaches and people in the NBA that knew of his problem were supportive, and he was able to shake it. What year he got sober, I don't know. But yeah, Chris Mullin struggled with alcoholism.
It's good to know. All right, Lucas, what stands out to you?
I guess for me, it's just interesting how shooting guards sometimes just have a very short prime. And it's not just these two, but it's been other ones that we do. But their prime is so good. We haven't done this guy, but like Victor Oladipo would be another example, right? Of a guy who, had a short prime, but gosh, it was so good.
Real quick, though, I think he was more of a small forward. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys.
Well, okay, wing guys in general. Can we say wing guys in general?
Okay.
Yeah.
He played the two at a point in his career, earlier in his career.
He did play the two. Okay, my bad. Go ahead, Lucas.
But yeah, just seeing wings, that's what makes the guys, from good to great is the longevity of some, like the true elites is the longevity. Because a lot of people we're starting to see when we're doing this is that they have, a 5 to 8 year prime. Mm-hmm. And then it's just a fall off. We saw it with Gilbert when we did it with him. We saw it with Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, all these guys that we've done. But, and now Chris Mullin and Klay Thompson. And there's no shame in that. It's just interesting how that develops. Long-term success in the NBA, truly what makes you elite versus the other guys.
True.
That's a good point. And then they also were like 21, 22 by the time they came to the league. So by their 8th season, they're actually close to 30 or 30. So, yeah, whereas opposed if they're 18, 19. That's it, guys. I'm going to pass it over to teammates for Maurice. So
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Fourth quarter, teammates.
Klay told me I was just able to listen, and it wasn't like we could finish like this or like, you should rethink this. It was just like, wow, like, all right, like, congrats, bro. Like, I'm happy for you. That's dope. To obviously reassure that changes nothing for us. Changes the basketball court, obviously. But the relationships, they are what they are. They are forever. The connection, the bond, even as far as all of us being mentioned together, like that is forever. That will never change.
All right, so let's talk about Klay Thompson. Drafted in the 2011 NBA draft, 11th overall by the Golden State Warriors. Let's get into his rookie season. The 2011-2012 Golden State Warriors, their record that season was not good. They were 23-43. Their coaches, Mark Jackson, the executive was Larry Riley and Bob Myers. All right, so some of his teammates that season were Kwame Brown. I didn't know Kwame Brown was on that Warriors
Kwame was on that team.
Kwame Brown?
Yeah. He's
on
right.
The Warriors?
Yeah, he was.
Shut up.
Yep.
Wow.
I didn't know that either.
He actually had a relatively long career.
Yeah, this was his 10th season.
Yep.
So you do consider him a bust, but he got some NBA time, and so
we do not want to get on that dude's bad side. I got to
No, he podcasts. We love Kwame Brown over here.
Man, we love Kwame. Kwame had an amazing career, and he has the biggest hands of any NBA player
that
ever played.
But Maurice, that is a good grab. People like to claim people as being bust, but like if you have a 12, 13-year NBA career, like it's not bad.
Yeah, it's like Sam Bowie. Sam Bowie always gets comped as a bust, but because he drafted for Michael Jordan, but he played like 12, 13 seasons. Anyway, teammates. Obviously, Steph Curry. Monte Ellis was still on his team, on the Warriors team at that time. Richard Jefferson, David Lee. Another name I didn't know was on that team, Nate Robinson, Brandon Rush, and Darrell Wright.
Was Chris Douglas Robertson on that team?
No, he was not.
I remember him being on. Was that or the Pacers? I don't remember. Anyway, not the point.
Yeah.
Brandon Rush was good. Yep.
Yeah, he was good. This was the foundation, the building blocks to the Warriors. Obviously, they didn't draft a certain player in the second round yet. But it was starting to come together. It was definitely starting to come together. The next three teams I'm going to highlight are championship teams. Out of the four championship teams, I'm going to highlight three of them. So first is the 2014-15 NBA champion Warriors. Klay was blessed because he was on some great teams, like someone mentioned earlier. The record of this team was 67-15. They were coached by Steve Kerr. They beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 4-2 in the finals. Some of his teammates were Leandro Barbosa, Harrison Barnes, Andrew Bogut. Andrew Bogut was a good big. He was really good big. Yeah, that's Lucas's guy.
Yeah, he was a center from the 2000s. What can I say?
Festus Ezeli.
Injuries took away his career.
Yeah.
Justin Holiday.
Yep.
Andre Iguodala, Steph Curry, David Lee, Sean Livingston, another name from the past, James Michael McAdoo.
Yep. Right. Okay.
I don't know if I told you guys this, but a college friend of mine went to high school with him.
Yeah, I think you did mention that.
Yeah. Maurice Spates.
Hey,
Mo Spates.
Yeah. And of course, Draymond Green.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was a complete team. They knew how to play it with each other, had great chemistry, and 67 wins. That's really impressive.
Very.
Very, very impressive. So let me ask you guys this. So far, his career with the Warriors, who complimented Klay Thompson's game the most? I'm going to start with Lucas.
I'm going to say Draymond Green. Playmaker, gets him in the spots.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a really good one, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say Draymond because he just knows his role. And like, I mean, what a privilege to have like the two best shooters like of all time on your team. I'm gonna say Steph just because Steph draws doubles. He's still at 36 is being like doubled at the perimeter. So I think that just created opportunity and probably not even that being able to practice the two of them. I mean, imagine those practices, those
shooting contests, maybe.
Yeah. So I just feel like they made themselves better. So I'm gonna say Steph.
Yeah.
You're right.
I'm going to go with Andre Iguodala because for the reasons Lucas was thinking, distribution. Iggy was another player that had a specific role. It was unselfish and would say, okay, Klay is arguably our second best shooter, if not the best statistically. Let me give it up to him in the corner because he's going to knock down that shot. So I would go with Andre Iguodala.
Okay. I think Draymond's a great answer. All right, so let's move on. The 2017-2018 Warriors, they went 50-24, coached by Steve Kerr, executive Bob Myers. This was the Kevin Durant Warriors teams.
Right.
As some people call it, a super team.
It was a super team.
It was definitely a super team. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Some people call Kevin Durant names. I'll just keep it at that for joining the Warriors after he just lost to them in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a shocking thing for Kevin Durant to join the Warriors. It was kind of a cheat code, put it like that. All right, so some of his teammates were Jordan Bell, Chris Boucher.
What? Boucher?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on
the guy
team.
that plays for Toronto?
Yeah.
Yep.
He was on Golden State?
He was drafted by Golden State.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he has a ring with Golden State?
Yeah.
Damn, okay.
Damn, I didn't realize that. And he's gone with Toronto, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got 2 rings.
Okay.
Omar Caspi.
I remember that one.
Do not remember him.
Oh, yeah. He was one of the few Israeli players to play in the NBA.
I don't remember.
Yeah, he was good. He was a good player. Quinn Cook. Once again, Steph Curry. As I mentioned, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, Sean Livingston, Kevin Looney, JaVale McGee was on that team. Zaza Pachulia was on that team. This is a deep team. Sean Livingston. I mentioned Sean Livingston.
Yeah.
Damon Jones, Patrick McCall, David West was on that team.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and Nick Young was on that team.
Swaggy P.
Wow, that was a team. They were top loaded, and they had a deep team as well. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin Looney is really unappreciated player. I like Kevin.
Well,
Looney.
he on the Durant team, he wasn't even playing. He was injured.
Okay.
He was injured both years?
Pretty much.
Well, I still like his game.
He had hip problems.
Okay, but I still like his game, though.
Oh, yeah, no. He's important for their last championship run.
Yeah, they're just such a good, well-run organization because they withstood some pretty serious injuries, like Curry early in his career, and then the fact they won a chip in 2022 after all those injuries. I mean, they've drafted well. They do a really good job of developing G League guys.
Yeah,
what a roster! And you got to remember, there was a time where we didn't know if Steph Curry was going to be the player that he was because he had so many injuries, so many ankle injuries early on in his career.
Yeah.
I mean,
kind of like Michael Jordan. He had a foot injury early in his career, and people had no idea he was going to continue his trajectory, and Steph Curry kept going, yeah.
And this might still be painful for Knicks fans because the Knicks really wanted Steph Curry in the draft. They really did.
Oh, yeah.
That would have changed a lot of history if he went to the Knicks.
Yeah.
Well, would he have been Steph Curry? That's another question for another day.
Yeah, what if? All right, so who won the most games with Klay Thompson as their teammate? I've mentioned his name. Obviously, as a Warrior. I'm going to go Uriah first.
God, I feel like we just talked about this. It's either going to be Draymond or Steph. I'll just go Steph.
All right, Ben?
Steph.
Yeah, it's Steph Curry. You all right.
Okay.
572 wins with Klay Thompson. Next was Draymond Green with 555, so not far behind. Number 3 was Andre Iguodala. Big dip, 396.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. All right, so like Ben mentioned, I'm going to finish this off with the 2021-2022 NBA championship season. When we thought the Warriors dynasty was over, they came back and they beat the Boston Celtics 4-2 in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Their record that season was 53-29. Steve Kerr, Bob Myers were in charge. Some of his teammates were Jeff Dowling, okay, Jonathan Kuminga, Damon Lee, Kevin Looney, Moses Moody, Gary Payton II, Jordan Poole, Otto Porter Jr., Andrew Wiggins, Juan Toscano Anderson.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that dude.
And, of course, Steph and Draymond. Yeah, this is crazy because from a talent aspect, they don't have much, but they had enough. They had really good role players. I'll say that. This was the end of Iguodala's career. Andrew Wiggins. Well, Andrew Wiggins kind of had a resurgence with the Warriors. I forget about that. Andrew Wiggins was actually really good with the Warriors, especially when he first came. I can't hate on that one.
And Andrew Wiggins had a case to win Finals MVP that year. Not
true. He was really good.
Yeah,
he was good.
He did have a good series.
All right, so that was the Warriors dynasty. So throughout Klay Thompson's career, which teammate stands out the most to you guys? I'm gonna start with Ben.
Steph Curry. I mean, it's always gonna be. Yeah,
he was the best, but this is
Splash Brothers.
I just think it's gonna be him or Draymond.
Yeah,
the Splash Brother.
Yeah, just the duo of them when they kind of came out at like 2014 when they just were dominant and young. It was really exciting. Yeah, they're arguably one of the best backcourts ever, if not the best backcourt ever.
Yeah,
so.
The greatest shooting backcourt.
Well, yeah, sure. That's no question. No question.
Uriah.
I guess I would say Kevin Durant because before he got there, they had already won. But when he got there, if he thought he had open looks playing next to Steph Curry, imagine Klay when he's the third option after Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. So the open looks that he got, oh my goodness. I remember watching them when they came to Philly and the Sixers were up by like 20 points at the half. And my buddy I was with, I was like, we're going to lose this game. That's how much confidence I had. And the Sixers were good, right?
Yeah.
But that's how much confidence I had that these guys could turn it on at any minute. And sure enough, they came back. And Kevin Durant led that comeback. But Klay Thompson was right there. And I think he benefited from the addition of Kevin Durant.
Lucas?
I mean, it's Steph. I don't. Everything that Ben just said, I don't need to repeat. It's Steph.
Let me ask you guys this real quick. Who's the best player Klay Thompson's ever played with?
No, it's either Steph or
Durant.
KD.
Yeah, I didn't mention Klay's current team, the Dallas Mavericks.
Luka's not a top 10 player yet.
Well, that's a controversy in itself, but we're not even gonna get into the Luka trade. That was crazy.
I don't know.
Kyrie, yeah.
I'd say Steph. Is Steph's best year better than like KD's when they were playing? And I would say because he played with Steph the entire time.
Well,
so I would say
let's
Steph.
just put this in perspective. Steph Curry is the NBA league leader in 3-pointers made. It's probably going to stand for a while. Who knows? But on top of that, he changed how a generation plays basketball. And he was so good, he got KD to there. And without Steph, KD has not won a championship since. So.
Unanimous MVP as well.
Yes,
I would add to that. Steph is the best player because he can do things that KD can't. KD is not a distributor. He's not as good of a passer as Steph. Steph has better handles. He's a better passer.
Steph's not a pure point guard either, but fair enough.
It doesn't matter. I'm just saying he's like a better passer. He can give.
Let's put it this way. KD is one of the best pure scorers in NBA history, but Steph is the best three-point shooter in NBA history, and he's been able to win championships.
Okay, so let me put it to you like this.
And he averaged more assists, so and that gets Klay more touches. Where KD gets the ball, he's probably he's going to score, he's going to shoot. So that's why I think Steph is the best teammate.
Let me put it to you like this: if you had to build the top 10 greatest players, NBA players, Kevin Durant might be in that top 10. Is Steph in that top 10?
Yeah. I would say Steph has a stronger case to be in the top 10 than Durant.
I agree.
Okay.
I think they're pretty close, though. They're probably like 9 and 10. Like, they're close.
Yeah. Okay.
That should be a fun episode to do at some point, Uriah.
I thought
top
that was
10 players of all time.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on.
Our own top 75.
Oh, an NBA Now and Then top 75.
Okay.
Well, let's go with Chris.
Catch and shoot player, best catch and shoot player in the league, still today. to me, always had good hands, good feet, ready to shoot. Always that left hand was always cocked.
Yeah, I think one thing about Chris that Tim was a hard worker. I felt like I was a hard worker, but we felt like when we saw Mullin work, we weren't doing better. We need to work on our game. So, So each year we got better in training with Mullin once we got here.
And I'm tell you this, Chris Mullin, he never shot a bad shot.
That's
Every
bad.
Shot. No, the shot clock was going down.
That was bad.
Clock was going down.
That was a bad shot.
That shot clock was going down.
Let's move on to Chris Mullin. Drafted with the 7th overall pick in the 1985 NBA draft by the Golden State Warriors. Once again, for a long time, the Warriors have done one thing well. That's draft.
Yeah.
All right, so 85-86 season, not a good season for the Warriors. They were 30-52, coached by Johnny Batch, and their executive was Al Attles.
Johnny
Never heard of Johnny Batch.
That does not sound like a good NBA head coach name. No offense.
What a name. What an 80s name. Johnny Batch.
And the Warriors head coach, Johnny Batch.
Johnny Batch.
All right, so his teammates his rookie season were some notable names here. John Barry Carroll,
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
Sleepy Floyd. You heard of Sleepy Floyd?
No, I have not. Never? There's an NBA player called Sleepy Floyd?
Yeah.
And I thought Fat Lever was a weird name. Oh, my goodness.
Fat and Sleepy.
We can do an episode on names. Sleepy Floyd.
We just
This is
ranked,
like if you
the most outrageous NBA player names.
This is like you like put in Chat GPT. You're like, hey, can you just name like a fake NBA team?
This feels like that.
They're like Sleepy
Peele
Joe
sketch. That's what this feels like. That Key and Peele sketch with all the football player names.
Guantanamous Astronominus.
Yeah. Well, we did have World Be Free. So
World Be Free is another one. Yep.
That's probably the best name, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, back to it. Purvis Short.
I've heard of him, actually.
Terry Teagle.
Nope.
Okay.
Pretty much not any more notable names. Guy Williams, Jerome Whitehead. Yeah, that's it. With Jeff Hudson. So that's pretty much his teammates. Not really a notable team.
Jeff Hudson, the most plain name to just mix in all of that. Okay.
I think Sleepy Floyd. I remember. I think he played for the Rockets for a hot minute. I think he was a guard. Jabbar Carroll was. I think he was a center. Yeah, Chris Mullin didn't have a lot of help on that team.
No, Sleepy Floyd came out of Georgetown.
He was a high draft pick, so I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they were 30. We had 30 wins this season for a reason.
Right.
All right, so we can move on to the 93-94 Golden State Warriors.
We talked about this team before.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
And I want to make note of it again because it was pretty incredible, this roster. They went 50-32 that season. Their coach and executive that season was Don Nelson.
Don Nelson was in Golden State forever.
His teammates were, this is crazy. They didn't do anything with this team. And by the way, if you listen to our Tim Hardaway Sr. episode, this was the season he was injured. Yeah, so he wasn't on the roster, at least to Basketball Reference. Judd Bushler, Dell Demps, who's executive now.
Yep.
Chris Gatling.
I've heard that name.
Yeah, Chris Gatling. Yeah, he got, we know it.
Got dunked on.
Avery Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Todd Murphy. Billy Owens.
Wait. Todd Murphy. Any relation to Troy Murphy?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. Wait, did they draft it? Billy Owens wasn't he a former number 1 pick? Is that true?
No, Billy Owens was like a number 3 or 4 pick out of Syracuse. Out of Syracuse,
yeah. Latrell Sprewell and Chris Webber.
Okay.
He was the 3rd pick.
Yeah.
So Sprewell, the thing about going back to my drafting, Sprewell was drafted 24th. So they actually had a playoff team the year before they drafted Sprewell. So they just got him. They lucked out with him.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a really good team. I can't believe they didn't go any further. They lost in the first round. They got swept in the first round by the Phoenix Suns.
Phoenix was good.
Yeah, this was the year after they went to the finals. So with Barkley and them.
So I get why they were like, we need to break it up because Mitch is a shooting guard, Sprewell is kind of a shooting guard, and then Mullin, they had a lot of the same position, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they broke it up. But then why trade Chris Webber? That's the part that made no sense.
Problem off the court.
Mitch Richmond was in with the Kings by this point.
Right.
So he wasn't on this team, and Hardaway got injured, and maybe they didn't know he was going to come back and be the same Tim Hardaway. So
they
just thought maybe let's break it up, go young. But I still don't know the reason why they traded Chris Webber after one season.
Because he didn't want to be there.
Okay. Was that the official?
I'm pretty sure.
Right. Mitch wasn't there.
I can't recall, but there's a reason why.
Didn't they trade him for a pick?
No, I don't know who they got back, though. They traded him to the Bullets, and I have no idea who they got back.
Yeah, I don't know who they got back for that anyway, but we do know the draft pick that was swapped Hardaway because it wasn't going to play Chris Webber and Shaq on the same team. No. All right, so far, which teammate, if any teammates, stand out for Chris Mullin?
Sleepy Floyd.
Sleepy Floyd. Absolutely, I'm going with it. Don't question me.
All right, Ben?
I think Tim Hardaway, because the whole Run TMC, the three of them just kind of really built themselves up. And then he was in the iteration after Mitch Richmond, this Chris Webber that failed. It wasn't potential. It actually happened. They actually were 51 teams. They were They had shoe deals. They were getting all NBA teams. Like they were doing it. And so, whereas like Richmond kind of left in the middle of it, and then Sprewell and Weber were barely there.
Yeah.
For when he was there.
I didn't mention some of these players because they were on other teams, but Sarunas Marciulionis, we mentioned him before.
Yeah. Eurostep.
He was a teammate of Chris Mullin. Rod Higgins was a teammate of Chris Mullin. Just want to mention those guys. Now you move on to the 99-2000 Indiana Pacers. Chris Mullin was on that team. This team went to the finals. They lost to the Lakers 4-2. Their record that season was 56-26. Their coach was Larry Bird. Their executive was Donnie Walsh. Some of his teammates were, here's a blast from past name. I think Lucas might know this one. Jonathan Bender.
Heard the name, not familiar with him.
Okay. Right.
I was deep into like draft back then. He was the fourth or fifth pick. He was kind of the tail end of why they had to make the high school roll.
Yeah.
It was getting a little out of control. Like he had all the tools. I think he was 6'11", but there was something missing from scouting high school to NBA. It's just too much of a jump.
He was a comp to Jermaine O'Neal. And this Pacers team had two rookies that were, well, not rookie. Well, one, Benner was a rookie, and the other player was a second-year player. They both came out of high school. Al Harrington.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that.
I remember that. And he lived with one of the older players, I remember, because he was only 18. He lived with, like, it was either Dale Davis or Antonio Davis.
Fun fact, Al Harrington ended up playing for Donnie Nelson on the Warriors.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, part of the We Believe Warriors team from 07.
Okay. Some other players were Travis Best, Austin Crozier, Dale Davis, Mark Jackson. So there's like a little connection right there.
Yeah. St. John's.
Yeah. Mark Jackson coached Klay Thompson. Derek McKee, of course, Reggie Miller, Jalen Rose, Rick Smits, and Sam Perkins.
That was a good team.
Yeah,
it was good, but they lacked star power. Ultimately, they're an example of, like, in my opinion, like, that was a deep team, but they just didn't have when they went up against the Lakers. It was just like the gap between, like, that was what I noticed. I remember watching.
Well, nobody could stop Shaq, and then of course,
Kobe
turned into Kobe that series. That was his coming out.
That was an exciting team, though. I was always rooting for the Pacers. Something about them.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a Larry Bird thing, but I was always rooting for them.
It was cool seeing Larry Bird on the sideline giving guidance and direction to Reggie Miller. It was just something great about that combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I realized? He played with two of the Fab Five from Michigan.
Jalen Rose and Weber?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Damn, that's a good grab, Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good grab.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Chris Mullin ended his career actually with the Warriors 2000 to 2001 season. Nothing notable. They weren't really a good team. They only won 17 games this season. So he went back to his former franchise to retire, basically. So let me ask you guys this: who was the perfect role player or perfect teammate to play with Chris Mullin?
I mean, I'm going to say Mitch Richmond. And the reason why is because that Run TMC era was special.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, I don't know if you guys, probably not. When I was in high school, I'd watch NBA Inside stuff, and they would have little features on players, but they would have like a feature on Run TMC. Mitch Richmond was arguably the second best shooting guard in the entire league behind Michael Jordan. And that's just not me saying it. This is NBA players admitting that he could shoot, he could defend. He was a really gritty, strong player that was lethal.
When did he go to? He went to the Pacers pretty early, right? Like early mid-90s?
Yes.
So he was part of their kind of resurgence. So I'm going to say Reggie Miller just to be different. And I think Reggie Miller, if you look at his career stats, they're not very impressive from what we remember. But Reggie Miller really stepped up in the playoffs and just elevated his game. So I think just having that, he went the furthest in his career. He went to many conference finals with Reggie Miller, so you just got to give it to him. Like I know he was past his prime, but and to go back on this, his 3-point shot was lethal.
Yeah,
on those Pacer teams. Like I think there's some years he averaged close to 50% from the three-point line. And so Larry Bird, looking back as we're talking this out, he was kind of onto something with the modern NBA with those Pacers teams, with the like point guard and Mark Jackson, and just having like you had a center and Rick Smits, and then everyone else could just shoot a three. Because remember, like Dale Davis, and they were actually shooting kind of far out for bigs back then. Yeah, I'm going to say Reggie Miller.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I actually say Reggie Miller too, because he didn't win that much with the Warriors. When he got to the Pacers, they took the Bulls to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals the year before that. And then after that, they went to the finals. They lost to the Lakers, but that was an unstoppable Lakers team. But yeah, he won more games. Well, he was more successful, I'll say, with the Pacers. I was going to ask you guys who won the most games with Chris Mullin, but this is a name that I don't think anybody's going to get. But I'll ask it anyway, just for fun. So, who won the most games with Chris Mullin as a teammate?
The sleepy guy? No, it's not him.
Sleepy Joe.
I mentioned his name, so it's not obscure name.
Was it the European dude?
Detlef Schrempf?
No. What?
Is that your guess?
Was the way you say, is that a real player's name?
Detlef Schrempf?
Yeah.
You never heard of Detlef Schrempf?
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
Showing your age right now.
It's gonna be the Warriors, because he was in the Warriors for at least 9 years.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be the Warriors.
All right,
I'm gonna say Chris Gatling.
Okay. Ben?
Sleepy Joe.
It's not Sleepy Joe.
It's Sleepy Floyd, not Sleepy Joe.
Sleepy Floyd.
I gotta edit all this political stuff.
Use that.
Yeah.
Is it man, this is a little before my time. Going back to the mid '80s, Golden State. That's like way out of my range.
You're not going to get this one.
I'm not going to guess it. So I'm just going to guess Tim Hardaway, just to throw it out there. I know it's not right. But.
Yeah, nobody's going to get this one. It's actually 200 wins with Rod Higgins.
Rod Higgins.
You did say Rod Higgins.
Yeah,
I mentioned. I had to go back and mention that one because I didn't even realize he played that many games. They played 6 seasons together with the Warriors.
Okay.
They won 200 games together. Number 2 was Tim Hardaway Sr. with 182.
Okay.
And
that's actually not bad.
And 144 was third, and that was Terry Teagle.
What about Sleepy Floyd?
Sleepy Floyd is not even. Wait a minute. Let me go. I gotta go down. I gotta go down the list for this one. I forgot Mario Elie did play with the Warriors in 90, 91, 92 seasons.
For a hot minute.
Nah. I don't even see Sleepy Floyd on here.
Well, that's disappointing. Well, I tried.
So that was Chris Mullin. That was his teammates. Let's wrap it up.
Now that we've given you all the facts on Klay Thompson and Chris Mullin, it's time for you to make your case.
At this point, it's not about our opinion, it's about yours.
We'll see you on your favorite social media platform, ready to check out your takes. Chime in on Instagram at NBA_now_and_then_pod, on X at NBA_now_and_then, and don't forget our YouTube and Facebook pages, NBA Now and Then.
For the sources of information used in this episode, you can visit our website, www.nbanowandthen.com. Also, check out our website to sign up for a monthly newsletter and check out our comparison articles.
Don't forget you can follow the NBA stars we featured on today's episode through their social media.
You can follow Klay Thompson on Twitter or X at Klay Thompson and Instagram at Klay Thompson. You can follow Chris Mullin on Twitter or X at ChrisMullin17_ and on Instagram at ChrisMullin2017.
All right, that was fun, guys. We'll check you out next time. On behalf of Maurice, Lucas, and Ben, I'm Uriah. NBA Now and Then, greatest comparisons. Peace.
See you guys.
Later.
Auf Wiedersehen.
What stands out to you about Klay growing up, guys?
Despite having uber athleticism in his family, Michael Cooper, his mom, being pro athlete and a college star.
Timeout. Michael Cooper?
Why did I say Michael Cooper?
Yeah.
Because it's Sunday morning and everyone's rolling out of bed. Run that back again.
Yeah.
Run it back again.
I hope it wasn't Michael Cooper.
That would have been a crazy story. Breaking news.
Klay Thompson's father is really Michael Cooper. Do you see the resemblance?
Wow.